A great experience that I had while I was farming was in 1988. There was a gal that worked with the Iowa Easter seals that heard that there was she was with the farm program, and she heard that there was a guy in northwest Iowa that was farming. So she come and looked me up, and her name was Teresa what, Sharon? Can't remember her last name. But anyway, she was coming quite regularly. And then she come with cameras and took pictures of how I got on and off my tractors and how I hooked up my wagons and how I hooked up my machinery and all of that. And then one night I got a phone call that she wanted Sharon and I to go to Washington, D.C. through Senator Harkin and testify before the Senate subcommittee on the ADA Act, American Disability Act, which was probably the greatest experience in my life. And so they flew us out there, and a gal met us from the Easter Seals out there, had the van all lined up for us, and she stayed with us in for the, 3 or 5 days we were out there. Then we stayed a couple extra days so we could sightsee a little bit while we were out there. And anyway, so we went to the Senate subcommittee, and they have this panel up in front of congressmen and senators, and Terry, trying to think of the guitar player that was in front of us. He was a star. Pendergrass. Terry Pendergrass. Have you heard of him? Anyway, he was right in front of me and to do his testifying. And then it came my turn, and I had my speeches all right here in front of me, and I started to talk and said, and if you've ever been there, they have a red light, just like stoplights, yellow light and a green light. Well, the green light came on, so I started talking, and I knew I had to hustle because they only gave you 6 minutes, I believe it was. And I was talking kind of fast, and Senator Harkin stopped me. And he reached down and he shuts the switch off. He says, "Now, go ahead and tell your speech." So I did. It didn't matter how much time. So Iowa, he knew I was from Iowa. So so you can get by with more stuff. But that was quite an experience. It seems to me like there was a half a dozen in front of us, all in the panel, and well, it was just amazing, to see how the government's run and what all they go through, and the paperwork is unreal, and
Did you get to talk to Senator Harkin?
Oh, sure.
Afterwards?
Oh, yes. I've talked to him different times. Fact is, one time when he was running for the election, he had a camera crew up here, and we spoke on there and what he had done and how he helped pass the ADA Act so that we could get help to do something. I never asked for any help, but there was help available. Well, I take advantage of it every day because now we got sidewalks that we can get up on and doorways we can get through. And most stores, in our little town either had steps or something, and now there's hardly a place I can't go now. So we needed it. And we used to go to motels, and they'd call them handicap rooms, and that's just if you could get through the doorway. Didn't mean you could get to the bathroom or anything. And Sharon and I could write a book on motels.